Welcome to Nuke's Fitness Podcast. My name is Manouk Vink, and after having struggled with my body image and my fitness journey for more than 10 years, leading me to all sorts of extremes, I have now finally cracked the code on how you can achieve a fit and toned physique without extremes and restrictions. Now, being a certified nutritionist and personal trainer, I have made it my mission to help women achieve their body goals by feeling empowered through fitness instead of being afraid of foods and being controlled by the fitness industry. In this podcast, I will be sharing with you tried and true methods on how you can finally achieve your dream body and tell you the secrets most coaches won't. So if you are tired of working your ass off without getting results, or you feel like you're putting in all the work but not seeing change in the mirror, this podcast is for you. I will be dropping some fitness truth bombs so you can start taking control of your body goals while still enjoying life. Thank you so much for listening and enjoy the show. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Nuke's Fitness Podcast. I know it's been a while, but life has just been lifing, and sometimes you just can't get round to the things that you want to do. And I want to be here with my fullest attention, and I want to come here to these podcasts with good information, valuable information that you get a lot of things out of. So I wanted to make sure that I had some good topics to get back into it. And I have a great topic because in just a few weeks, it is going to be Christmas. And Christmas, or the holidays, are such an amazing time, but at the same time, a very anxiety-ridden time, if you know what I mean. I'm sure there's a bunch of you listening to this who feel like they're super excited for Christmas. They can't wait to have all the food, to make all the memories, to see all the family. But at the same time, there's this feeling of stress about how our progress is going to be affected when we enjoy all these goodies. And I know for a fact when I was just like starting to work on my body and getting into fitness, and when nutrition started becoming a bit of a thing. So I struggled with like a gray area of an eating disorder when I was in my teens. And I remember literally having a nightmare about eating an oliebollen. So in the Netherlands, that's where I'm from, we have like around New Year's Eve, we have these balls of dough. They're like donuts, I guess. These balls of dough that we deep fry, and some of them have raisins and some of them are plain. And we serve them with powdered sugar on New Year's Eve. And that's like a tradition. That's just what we do. And I remember literally having a nightmare. That's how deep this ran. Having a nightmare about eating this oliebollen and it being 1,000 calories. And I would panic because I was like, oh my God, like if I eat this oliebollen, oh my progress, like I instantly became fat in the dream, you know, like super over the top. But it just goes to show how deep this fear and anxiety was around food and me achieving or maintaining the results that I wanted, or me being skinny or being that Victoria's Secret model, right? Like it's extremely unhealthy, and this is an extremely unhealthy example, but I hope you can identify with that feeling of the holidays coming up and you know that it's exciting, you're excited for what's to come, you're excited to see everybody, but at the same time you're nervous because you've done all this hard work, or you're about to start doing this hard work, and you're afraid that all the progress that you've made is going to go down the drain because you're going to indulge a little on these holidays. Or if you're in that mindset, you won't be able to indulge because you're too terrified of losing all your progress. And what I'm trying to say is this: I get you, because I've been there. I've been there to extreme amounts. And I want to give you some tips and tricks on how you're going to get yourself through the holidays and give you a little bit of a perspective shift on why we shouldn't be so stressed about these things. Because two things can be happening right now. You are either on the right track and achieving the results that you want, or close to achieving the results that you want, or you're finally on track and you feel like you're getting you're getting on track to achieving the results that you want, and now you're afraid that these holidays are going to ruin all your progress. Or you're one of these people that you want to start working on your body dreams and body goals and start working out in the gym and getting the results that you want and adjusting your diet so that you can look more toned for the summer. And what's happening is because the holidays are so close, because the end of the year is so close, you just throw the rest of the year away. And a lot of us tend to do this. For some reason, when we've got 4 or 5 weeks left of the year, we just think, fuck it. It's the end of the year anyways. Why would I even try? But why is that? What is that mindset? Like, seriously, 5 weeks is a lot of time to make a lot of change in your life and in your body. It's a lot of time to reset habits. You get used to new habits after 21 days. That's 3 weeks. So in those 5 weeks or 4 weeks, you can already shift so many habits, or at least a few that give you a kickstart to achieving the results that you want in the new year, or you could already achieve or get closer to achieving those results by the end of the year. I literally had one of my NUSA members make such a massive transformation by just adjusting a few things in just 2 weeks. She started seeing results. And that's because she started doing the things that were good for her body and eating the things that were good for her body. And her body was so grateful that it immediately started transforming. And that's how quickly these things can go if you set your mind to it and if you listen to the right advice and understand what you need to do for your body. So why are we throwing away the last 5 or 4 weeks of the year when that can still be a moment that you can make such a shift in your life just because the holidays are around the corner? And then for those of you who are on the right track and nervous about the holidays, I'm also going to give you some peace of mind. So I'm going to start talking about the 2 perspectives and how you can tackle each. So for my ladies who are working towards their body goals, they are on track and now they're getting nervous because the holidays are around the corner. They are literally 4 weeks away, 5 weeks away. And now you're stressing because how are you going to stay on track during the holidays? What if you gain all the weight back or gain 5 kilos through the holidays, right? 2 pounds, 5 kilos, 5 pounds, I don't know. What if you gain that weight? Oh my God, all of your progress is going to go down the toilet. Let me give you some peace of mind. No, it is not. There are 2 truths I'm going to tell you, and probably some more, but we're going to start with the 2. You start losing progress with working out only after 3 weeks of not following your program or not working out. So you only start losing progress after 3 weeks, which means up until the 3-week mark, you have not lost any progress. So when it comes to your strength and your ability to do these exercises, that will only start decreasing after 3 weeks. Which means that would mean that you need to stop working out right now and then stop till the end of the year. And then you would only have lost some progress, not even that much, but some. The second thing I want you to bear in mind, the holidays consist of what? Maybe a week if you're traveling, but let's be real. We've got Christmas Eve, potentially, if you celebrate that, Christmas Day, and then if you celebrate Boxing Day, you've got Boxing Day. That's it. Or you might have an extra dinner party. That's it. So that's 3 days, and then you've got New Year's Eve. That's it. So that's 4 days. 4 days of the entire year. And if you've celebrated Thanksgiving, then that's already passed. So that would be 5 days. Okay? So that's 5 or 4 days of the entire year. And if you're traveling and enjoying and indulging a little bit more, let's say it's a week. It's a week. In 1 week of working on your diet and your nutrition, and in 1 week of training, how much progress do you think you have made? Maybe a small amount. In 1 week of eating healthy, You may have made a small amount of transformation, but will it be enough to get you your dream body to do this for a week and then stop? No. So why would this 1 week and that's if you were to go all out the whole entire week, like eat everything that you wanted, quit training, drink everything that you wanted, and just not care about it at all. So why would it be that if you did that for 1 week straight, you would lose all your progress? You wouldn't. Because you wouldn't achieve your dream body in 1 week either. So it works the other way around. It's what happens after that. It's if after that 1 week of being completely off the bandwagon, like I'm talking completely off the bandwagon, if after that 1 week of being completely off the bandwagon, wow, I couldn't think there for a second. After being completely off the bandwagon, you continue for months after that, yes, then you're going to lose your progress. But if for 7 days straight you do that, you're going to feel it, you're going to see it in your body a little bit, but you won't have lost all your progress because within a week of being back in your routine, you'll be back where you started. So this is worst case scenario, right? 7 days of eating everything that you wish, everything that you want, and not training or moving your body at all, right? But let's be realistic. None of you, I hope, are going to go and eat everything that you desire 7 days of the holidays, right? Realistically, you're going to have Christmas Eve, if you celebrate Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and New Year's Eve. Maybe Boxing Day, so 4 days. And realistically, on those 4 days, one of those 4 days or two of those 4 days, you might overindulge a little bit. Because I highly doubt that you are gonna, well, maybe you are, but you're gonna stuff your faces all 4 days. And then even then, if you did that and you stayed on track in between, you'd probably be fine. And even if then you gained a kilo or 2 or maybe even 4 or 5, you can lose that immediately when you start training and working on your diet again. So what I want you to realize is that those 4 or 5 days of indulging, probably it's going to be more like 3 even, are not going to set you back. Not all your progress is going to disappear. You're going to feel it in your body. You might not feel amazing about having indulged this much in the moment, yes, but you can get back on track immediately after. And then within a week, you will be back where you started and you will have enjoyed the holidays and you will be back on track and you won't have stressed about it. So I just want to put that into perspective. And even then, what does overindulging mean to you? Are you going to be eating like 7 slices of cake, eating the entire turkey, all the sugar cookies, drinking all the eggnog, all the wine, really, be realistic with yourself. And even if you do that, you can still come back from it within a week or 2. So just lock that into your brain. Those 4 or 5 days of the holidays are not going to ruin all of your progress. They are just not. It is what you do afterwards that could ruin or that could set you back. It's about how you handle that. It's about if after that you're going to feel down in the dumps and give up, or if after that you're going to be like, ooh, that was so fun. I have so many wonderful memories. Now I'm going to go get back on track. And you know what the thing is, when we don't make Christmas this big scary thing and the holidays this big scary thing, when we don't put that much pressure on it, chances are you're probably not even going to overindulge as much, right? Because you're not going to see it as this big anxiety-filled thing, unless you're anxious about the family. But, that's a different story. But when it comes to nutrition and training and enjoying the foods and the memories, then just enjoy and don't make it such a big thing. If you're still like, yeah, Manouk, okay, I get it, but I just really struggle letting go of that. I really, really struggle letting go of this nervousness around me losing my progress and achieving my goals. Then I'm going to give you a few tips that will help you. Focus on the protein-rich parts of the meal. So if you're having turkey, or if you're having meat, or if you're having, chickpeas, beans, you name it. If you're having any of this, or yogurt, or anything protein-rich on the menu, focus on the protein-rich meals. And just overindulge in the protein-rich meals and in the veggies. Eat that and focus on that, and have a small amount of the other things that you enjoy. Then when it comes to drinking, just moderate your drinking, and that's it. That's what I would do. And when it comes to movement, realistically, the gym or working out won't happen, maybe, depending on if you work out at home or if there's a gym that's open. Or I wouldn't put too much pressure on yourself, but if you're in the holidays and it's getting busy, then I suggest just moving your body. Go for a long walk with the family. Do some home exercises if that makes you feel more comfortable, but also don't put so much pressure on it, because literally it's going to be maybe 3 or 4 days of the entire year, and it's not going to make that big of a difference. Working out 3 or 4 days is not going to transform your body. So skipping 3 or 4 days of working out is also not going to transform your body, as long as you just get back on track right after. Memories are so much more valuable than, sticking to your diet. Really, honestly. Like, this is the one time of the year that most of us get together with our families that we may have not seen for most of the year, or, that we struggle to see. And it's time to make memories and to get together, especially because the world is so crazy right now. Like, is it really worth putting that extra pressure on yourself when it comes to nutrition and training on the holidays, when you could just be enjoying those moments and those memories? And I promise you, when you're not so focused on the food, and when you're not so focused on the drinks and achieving your results, you'll probably not overindulge because you're not obsessive about it. Believe me, when I started becoming obsessive about it, that's the only thing that I could think about. So that's where my focus lay. So I would constantly pick at food, and eventually that would get me to eat more than just portioning out my meals and enjoying what I had and not overthinking it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I suggest try not to make it as big as it is, as it can be. Do you know what I mean? Like, in your head, because it's not. It's a few days that you're going to enjoy with your family. And if you just focus on the protein-rich parts of the meals, and you just tell yourself that you're going to get back on track after the holidays, nothing, you're going to be absolutely fine. Your progress is not going to go down the toilet. It really is not. Then for my ladies, for my people, for my listeners who are the type at the moment that are not even trying to get in shape because you've only got 5 days left. 5 weeks left of the year, or 4 weeks. I don't know where we're at right now. I think it's like 4 or 5 weeks left. Just because the end of the year is close by doesn't mean you're going to throw away the rest of the year. Like, that is such a crazy thought. Like, that is so crazy. Like, as if those 5 weeks don't matter. Like, in 5 weeks, you can set up a business, basically, like online. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can start something. You can start building something. And that means you can also start building new habits. Like I said, in 3 weeks, you lock in a new habit if you consistently do it. So why would you give up now and wait for the 1st of January? Because you know what we do? We keep moving up the date that we start working towards our dreams and our desires and our goals, because it's never the right time. And if we keep moving it up, then obviously there's never going to be the right time. It's like when you have to have a tough conversation with your loved one, with your partner, with someone, you keep moving it up because you don't want to face it, because it's scary, because now is not the right time. He's not in a good mood, or she's not in a good mood. They're going through something. I shouldn't discuss it now. But sometimes you just got to rip the Band-Aid off and you just got to do it. Same with getting started on your goals. Sometimes you just got to start. Like, if you keep moving this date up, then it's going to keep moving until one day you're never going to get started. So why are we waiting for this magical day, the 1st of January, that is magically going to transform our lives? Because how many times has that actually worked for you? Like, let's be real. How many times have you set an intention on the 1st of January and you said, after this year, tomorrow, I am going to start training 5 times a week. I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to achieve my body goals. Almost never does that last. Like, you see these posts going around every year, like literally every year, saying my 2025 New Year's resolutions are my 2024 New Year's resolutions. And that's because we never commit to the resolutions that we make, because we keep moving it up. So when you have that internal pull to do something like change your lifestyle and change your body and change your life, then start with 1 step today. And then in 5 weeks, how many steps have you already made? And then by the 1st of January, how much farther will you be than the people about to, and probably won't, starting on the 1st of January? The thing with this magical day is this number one day, the 1st of January, 2nd of January, and that's when our lives change, is we put so much pressure on this one day. So it becomes this overwhelming thing, this one deadline where life has to change, where we have to transform our bodies, where we have to eat healthy only. We have to work out 5 times a week, 6 times a week. We have to change our lives and work on our business and grow as a person, because this year is our year. And when we put so much pressure on that one day, just like anything else that has so much pressure on it, it's not going to work. Because, when we start looking at that mountain that we've got to climb, then you're going to look at that mountain, you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm never going to make it. I'm not even going to try. Because you've put so much pressure on that one day, instead of just taking a step gradually every week. And when we keep putting this on that one day, then obviously when that day comes, you think, okay, now it's going to have to happen, and you get overwhelmed and you just don't do it. So instead, when you feel something like you want to start, just because it's the end of November or the beginning of December doesn't mean you can't start anymore. It's not like the last month of the year doesn't count anymore as this year. It still does. And you can make such a change in 1 month. So why are we throwing away that amount of time? Like, imagine if that's how we looked at all the days of life. Like, oh, well, forget that day because it's so close to the new year. We might as well say it's already 2025. How much faster does life need to go? You know what I mean? So if you have a goal and you want to work towards it, do it the moment you feel like you want to work towards it. There is no point in waiting. Why wait? For who? For what? For when? Just so that you can overindulge on Christmas and not feel bad about it? Because let's be honest, you're still going to feel bad about it if you haven't worked towards your goals. So because you go in there with a different mindset. It's just to keep yourself safe from having to achieve something, And we are so afraid of, working toward, I'm saying, a lot. We're so afraid of working towards what we want to achieve because we're scared of not only failing, but succeeding. Because when we succeed, that means we have to uphold these behaviors and this lifestyle and something that we think that we can't do. And we like to stay comfortable where we are. We like to stay in our little life where we are because it's safe and we know what we're going to get. And we know it's so much easier to make excuses for ourselves than to step into the best version of you. And I always urge people, like, to ask yourselves this question, like, do you want to just stay comfortable where you are? Like, comfortable? Are you happy there? Or do you want to live life to the fullest and be the greatest version of yourself? And this goes for anyone listening, because if you're struggling to get started, then that's one thing. And I think you just need to start valuing yourself and putting energy into yourself, and do it as soon as you can. Don't put like a due date on it. Just do it as soon as you feel it, and start taking action every single day. If you're the type that's working so hard on their body and their nutrition and everything like that, that it's consuming your life and taking over your life, that is also not healthy. And you need to work on the internal. Again, it's the same thing. The internal view that you have of yourself. Like, you're allowed to enjoy life, and you're able to enjoy life and still have the body of your dreams. Punishing yourself in either way, so because you haven't started yet or because you need to do more, is not a healthy relationship. And I know, because I've been in both. I've always punished myself when it came to training and nutrition, especially when I first started out. I always thought I was never doing enough, and I always would be so ugly towards myself. And you know what it got me? It got me nowhere closer to achieving my results, and I didn't enjoy my life, and I was putting so much work in, and I wasn't seeing the results, so I was losing on all counts. So instead, find a balance in achieving your body goals and enjoying life at the same time, because memories are more valuable than your nutrition. Yes, your nutrition is important, but memories are more valuable than your aesthetic. And believe me when I tell you this, when you start working on those internal beliefs and the way that you view yourself and the way that you love yourself, chances are your body will respond so much better. You will get the physique that you want, because you're doing it out of love instead of out of punishment for yourself. And you get to enjoy memories, food, and loved ones without that anxiety and that stress around it. And that's what it should be about. That's what life should be about. It should be enjoyable. It shouldn't be this, this war against yourself constantly, which we can all identify with. But it should, at the end of the day, be your dream life that you're creating, and that includes your dream body. And that is what I want to tell you. So to just sum up the message here, the holidays are for enjoyment, for being together, for having a good time, for making memories, and enjoying good food together. And if you're stressed about losing progress, it's not going to have that big of an effect if you enjoy a few days of the year, as long as you get back on track after and you prioritize yourself after. If you're struggling to get started and you're pushing your deadline till the 1st of January, I want you to ask yourself why you're doing that, and if it's an excuse to not start right now and to overindulge. And also just reflect on that. Are you looking forward to Christmas because of all the good food and all of this and this excuse of overindulging? Or are you looking forward to the holidays because you're actually going to enjoy time with the people that you love and make memories and enjoy some food at the same time? Anything that is food focused, like obsessively food focused, is never going to be healthy. So I want you to just evaluate that and think about that. And I want you to enjoy the holidays and not stress too much. And when it comes to your family and the stress around that, also just protect your energy and enjoy what you can enjoy. I mean, we all have our families that stress us out and our own stories, but, just remember the reasons you love them and enjoy the memories that you make. And that is all I'll say for this podcast. I also want to remind you that I am hosting a free Dream Body Challenge starting the 2nd of December. So if you want to hop in, you can. the replays of the challenge will be running for another week after the challenge, so you can catch up, and it's going to be a great kickstart to you achieving your body goals. I will give you the 5 fundamentals to achieving the results that you've always wanted to achieve. 5 days of coaching with me, so we can rock into the new year with new habits and a new vision of where we want to be. So I hope you'll join me there. It's absolutely free and extremely valuable, and I can't wait to have you in there for the last month of the year. Anyways, beautiful people, thank you so much for listening. I'm so glad that I hopped on here today to tell you this, and I hope you follow my advice and just make wonderful memories and enjoy yourself and dream big and work towards those goals as soon as you feel like you're ready. Love you all and see you in the next episode. If you enjoyed listening to this podcast and you feel like you got a lot of value out of it, it would mean the world to me if you would rate and review the podcast and share it with someone who you feel like would get a lot of value out of it. In the meantime, come hang out with me on my Instagram at Manouk Vink, or join my free challenge, which will be linked in the show notes. It's academy.nouksfitness.com/join-challenge. If you can't remember that name, check the links in the show notes, and I hope to see you there.